What's shaking, guys? My name is Luke Dancy, and it is Wednesday. It is our live show day, and I'm so excited today because this is the first time I've done a show where I'm joined not just by one person, but two. I've got the other brothers joining me live today to chat all about their brand new release called Bear. If you guys haven't seen this yet, you are missing out on something really, really good. You know, one of the classic effects of magic is the ashes reveal. You know, the trick where you force a card or some other information, and you take some ashes and you rub it on your arm and you show the name of the card or something else. Now you're able to do this on somebody else's hand. That's right. When you shake their hand, you're able to secretly transfer the information to them without them knowing it and reveal the revelation on the person's hand whenever you want. This is killer stuff. I'm so stoked to have the guys with me today, and I'm stoked to have you guys watching me too. All right, guys, wherever you are out there, whether you're watching on YouTube or out there on Facebook, it's great to have you with us, all right? And just so you know, we are going to give you guys a chance to win 2 free copies of Bear. That's right, 1 for our YouTube viewers and 1 for our Facebook friends, just like always, all right? Sound good? So we are going to throw you the trailer, in just a second to show you what this is all about if you haven't seen it yet. But up first, I want to get some business out of the way. Last week I had Kevin Lee on, and we were going to give away a couple copies of Cohesive. And I'm going to bring up the winners right about now. So congratulations to our Facebook winner, Mr. Eagle Ziong. Congratulations to Eagle. He had a nice story there about what he would do with Cohesive. Not so much what he would do with it, but magic that happens in an environment where you're not expected to do magic and you pull off some magic. That's what Kevin wanted everyone to do. And that was a good answer there from Mr. Eagle. So congratulations to you, sir. And I don't want to leave out our YouTube winner. That was Mr. Justin Wisley. Justin was our winner selected there. And congratulations to you, Justin, on picking up a free copy of Cohesive as well. We'll be in touch with you guys. Or actually, you guys should get in touch with me so I can hook you up with the good stuff. We're going to hook you guys up with a couple digital copies of that. All right? Sound good? Cool. Well, up next, we are going to show you the trailer for, not for Cohesive. I showed you that last week. This is Bear. This is with the other brothers. And when I get back in just a second, they'll be with me live to answer all your questions about Bear. So if you have any questions, post them right now in the comment section, and we will get to those as soon as we come back. All right? Hang tight. Here we go.
I'm Daryl.
I'm also Daryl. We're the other brothers.
And this is Bear. Bear is a utility Sharpie that allows you to stamp your spectator with any simple image you'd like, all with your bare hands.
Once your spectator's been stamped, you can reveal it by sprinkling anything on their hands, like pepper, sugar, salt, ash, dirt, anything like that.
And then the best part is you end clean. Your spectator can wipe that off and there's no residue to be found.
Bear is very simple to do, comes ready to perform right out of the box, and the best part, every pen was made by these bare hands.
You can use it as a force or use it real time. And what's great is this pen will last you for years.
All right, my friends, and here we go. You can see the other brothers have now joined me live right here. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. Where are you guys? You look like you're in a tropical paradise out there. Where the heck are you?
We are in paradise.
We are in
Las Vegas.
Paradise, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's actually called Paradise.
Yeah.
That's right. A lot of people actually don't realize there is a paradise in the Las Vegas area, which is where I am too, which is really weird because you guys that are watching know too, I'm in the Vegas area, so it's like I'm talking to these guys and they're like kind of just like right around the corner. This is kind of weird.
Yeah, we said we should just pick up our iPads and just kind of walk to like a coffee shop and meet in the middle and just do it live together.
I love it. I love it. Well, I do want to say thank you guys for joining me. I know you're busy with some projects over there. I don't want to give away any info. I'll let you guys kind of share what you're up to a little bit later if you want to. But thank you for spending some time with me from your busy schedule. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys. This is
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. And we're excited to have the guys that are joining me live ask you guys questions about Bear because they've seen the trailer just now and they may have seen it before. Probably sitting on some questions and want to know what's up with Bear. So first of all, I'm going to get my question out of the way, and then I'll start jumping into the rest of our viewers' questions.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
The big question is, this is based around, it's not based around the method, but the effect of revealing something on your arm or your hand is an effect we're all familiar with, and for good reason. It's such a strong effect. You guys have found a way now to apply this to literally anybody that you meet. Where did all of this come from? Was it wanting to take that and bring it into something new, or did you come up with a method and apply it to this? I'm kind of curious how this all came together in the first place with Bear.
Yeah, so we actually came in contact with the ink first through a friend of ours named Lokai Cross. I think you guys are familiar with some of his hit tricks in the past.
Yeah, he's the guy who did facts. And he had this ink and showed us some ideas that he had with it. And we thought we could have some awesome ideas. And we asked him if we could borrow the ink and run with it. And this is what we came up with it. Different than what he has with it. But on the video, we share some of his ideas, of course, with his permission.
Yeah, so he was really cool about it. He had a couple ideas that were great. We taught him in the video. It was unrelated to the Ashes plot because this ink is actually versatile for other things, like marking decks of cards and there's some other things that you'll see in the video.
Yeah.
But from there, we had this idea of like, well, let's play around with this. And then we started realizing that it does a perfect transfer, leaves no residue. And then we had the idea of putting it inside of a Sharpie. And then that was kind of the end all. And Lokai was nice to give us the rights to do all that. And we give him full credit for finding out about the ink. And that's how Bear kind of got started. And some of the inherent problems with the Ashes on the Arm plot that I think we solved here are applying it to a spectator is awesome.
Right.
But with no residue was a problem.
Got it.
And also being able to do it real time.
Yeah. And then the other thing is it's not Ashes. Like, it doesn't have to. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. So you can put Ashes on your own arm, but if you're going to do it to a spectator, like, try to do something more sanitary. Like
coffee or pepper, salt or whatever you want to do, you know?
Got it. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, it's always good to hear, the inspiration, kind of where everything comes from along the way. So appreciate you guys answering that for us. All right. Let us now jump into some of our social places. Of course, we're streaming live right now over on YouTube and Facebook. So I'm going to pull up some YouTube friends right now and see what's going on out there on YouTube. Let's see what this says here. Here's a comment. Richard says, I hope this thing doesn't dry out in a couple of weeks like Pink does. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah. You and I had a conversation about this before we got started.
Right. So actually, that's when we didn't want to name my name, but we've had problems with other ink pens, and that is why we made the decision. Looking back, it's been a tougher decision, and I wish we found a better way. But we do them all. Every single pen is made ourselves in our house by our hands. Quality ensuring that everyone will not dry out and will be capped properly and kept. So we've had pens. My pen has lasted a year without drying out, and we make sure every pen's built the same way, so that's not a problem. Because we're magicians first before creators, and we get frustrated by stuff like that as well. So we made sure the Bear gimmick's gonna last a long, long time.
Yeah, we started off looking for like some sort of pen housing that we could use to put this ink into. And we knew it was going to be tough, but we decided to do Sharpie because Sharpies never dry out. So Sharpie does something right, and we're just using their housing.
Exactly. So using the exact housing of the Sharpie keeps the ink dry completely within itself.
And that keeps it moist.
Yep.
All right. Perfect. Yeah. I mean, that's a great question because, the effect is based around the gimmick being hidden in the pen. And I'm not surprised you guys have gone through and found all the details to make it better. So that's great. And it makes sense. It's a great question, because people do want to know, if I buy this, am I going to be able to keep using it? But
right. Yeah. And the other question, I guess, is people always ask is how long the ink lasts.
Sure.
And we can honestly say we don't know.
Because we haven't run out yet.
We haven't run out yet. I've had my pen, and I've done 2 conventions. We did Blackpool MagFest, which from doing conventions, I'm sure that's hundreds and hundreds of performances.
Per hour. Like,
yeah.
No, but it's a lot.
And then plus I gig all the time and I carry it with me all the time, and I've yet to run out of ink because it's got as much ink as a Sharpie, and you're really only writing 2 letters at a time. So
for performance.
Got it. Okay, cool.
I saw somebody asked if they could use it with a rubber stamp, because I know some other creators have the rubber stamp to stamp on somebody's arm, and you totally can. So if you want to combine this with other effects with the rubber stamp, that works.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, you guys are, that's the cool thing. The other brothers are watching live right now. They're on YouTube. They're hanging out in the chat room on YouTube. So if you guys on YouTube have any specific questions, they're keeping an eye there too. Of course, I'm not going to ignore my friends on Facebook as well. I'm going to head over there in just a second. Before we get into that, though, I want you guys to fill everyone in, because I did mention at the top of the show, we're going to give away a couple copies of Bear, one for Facebook viewers and one for our YouTube viewers. And you guys have a pretty cool way for them to enter for a chance to win. So I'm going to let you guys take this now and hook up the guys with the info on how they can win Bear. All right.
So not sure if this is going to happen right away as soon as I say it, or we'll have like a go. So give you guys some time to think about it, maybe like in a minute or so. But we've been asked tons of questions about Bear.
Yeah.
Like every question you can possibly imagine. We've been playing around this for a couple years now, and people have asked us every imaginable question. So the first person to ask us a question that we've never been asked before about Bear
wins a Bear pen.
Wins a Bear pen. But it's not just the first one. It's also the first quality one that really makes us laugh.
Yeah.
So we'll start that in maybe like a couple minutes, and we'll say go.
Yeah. I mean, what we normally do is, we can let this run for the week, if that's cool with you guys.
Oh, great.
The reason for this is because so a lot of the people that watch this watch it after this goes up as an on-demand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you guys are cool with that, I can
Heck yeah.
I can go through the comments, and I can send you some of the, or you guys can look through some of the comments too during the next week. And on next week's show, we'll do the reveal if that works for you guys.
That'll be good. So
they get plenty of time to think
a lot of time
over
to think about it.
All right. Sweet.
Awesome.
All right. Cool. Sounds good. Let us now jump over to some more questions. And of course, I want to give some shout outs along the way too, to my Facebook friends that are tuning in. So we have a lot of people watching out there on Facebook too.
Hello, Facebook.
Let's see. Andrew Ziggy, he's a regular viewer here. Andrew says, guys, amazing work. How long did it take for you to develop this concept? That is a good question, and thank you, Andrew, for your question.
It's tough because when creating magic, you don't start off with like, I'm going to create this thing, and then it gets created.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're thinking like, how can we use this ink to like mark a deck of cards and sell the deck of cards pre-made, right? Like that's what it was going to be. But it's like, what if we instead gave them a pen that they can mark their own cards with? That's even better. It's more work for them. But I mean, point being, we've totally moved away from that, and we found a much better use for it.
Yeah, so it kind of developed. I mean, it's been about a year and a half, 2 years that we've been playing with this, and maybe up until about a year ago, we had kind of finally locked it down into the fact that it's going to go into a Sharpie, and then the routine is really what makes this huge too, because we want to talk about that in a little bit, is like, because in the trailer you see by the handshake, and a lot of people see that means you have to pre-write it on your hand. I don't perform it that way. We actually get initials of somebody that they know real time and do it real time right in front of them.
Oh, cool.
And we'll even run through that handling just so you can see, because that wasn't on the trailer, didn't make it onto the trailer, but we'll show you how that works in a little bit, and that would be awesome to show you guys.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. That's some good stuff. And can't wait to see that. I know you were mentioning some of this to me before we went live about some of these other ideas, and it's going to be cool to see that. Can't wait to see it.
Awesome.
All right. Back over here on YouTube, unless you guys have seen any questions you want to jump to, I'm going to go ahead and grab another one from our YouTube channel.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Can you use the reveal without using sugar, pepper, etc.? I guess the one question is, and I'll kind of go backwards from that, is are there some specific things that you can use and not use to do the reveal on the hand? Are there like some things people might not even think about that you can use to do the reveal as well?
Somebody told us makeup works really well, which,
Okay.
I mean, that's something I would have never thought
Yeah,
about.
it's really funny. There's like some surefire ones, right? Like ash is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Coffee is guaranteed. And then also you have pepper. As long as the pepper isn't like super thick, like you're not at like a 5-star restaurant, then you want different pepper.
Yeah, not coarse ground pepper is what we're doing.
Exactly. And then salt works, some sugars work. So really, you get to kind of play around with it. We've had tons of people come up with different things that they use. They use glitter, they use sand or dirt, or so you'll get to kind of play around with it and find there's probably 50 different things you could use it with.
For our friends in the UK, while we were there, we found that it doesn't work with instant coffee. So you have to get actual coffee grounds. I didn't know that they don't have coffee grounds as much as they have instant coffee there.
Yeah, it's the opposite. So
we didn't come prepared. We were like, we'll just get coffee anyway.
Right? That sounds like trouble.
So yeah, so you can always do always just test it, on whatever you're gonna do. Okay. I like to carry around the coffee I use in like a little mason jar, and just kind of keep that with me as like my little magic prop. It's kind of nice, looks good. I have this whole little thing about a gypsy, and it's
cool.
So that's part of the fun of having the bear pen is put it on whatever and just kind of test what you think will work. And
but you have to put something on it. I think to get to the heart of that question, can you reveal it without putting anything on it? The answer is technically yes, but it's like doesn't look good. You like here if you hold it and catch the sun just right.
Yeah, right.
But then it looks like okay, so you just put that on me.
Yeah.
So that's not good to reveal it without. A couple other interesting ideas to try is we haven't tried yet that we want to try is a UV light. We want to try that, and we haven't had so if somebody gets this and they have UV light, then that might be a cool thing to try.
Yeah.
And let us know how it goes. We love hearing from people.
I love that idea, actually. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I dig that. All right. This was a question specifically about the gimmick. This one comes in over on Facebook from my friend Chris. Chris is saying, how long does it stay on your hand before shaking someone else's hand? So once you have it applied to you, is there like a certain amount of time you should keep it on before you get rid of it or transfer it to someone else? Like, have you found that there's a certain amount of time that you probably should do it within 30 minutes, within 10 minutes?
Take your wildest guess and multiply it by 2, basically.
Yeah, because we actually don't know. We don't know again because we did it once and waited 2 hours and it still worked.
Oh wow! Okay.
So again, like we don't know how long. Like eventually it'll dry like overnight. Like we know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've done it 2 hours. I actually drove around in the Vegas heat. You're aware. So I put it on my hand and I drove, and then I waited and I drove some more, and then I ended up with somebody, and then still did the stamp and it still worked.
Oh,
but the best part about it is as soon as you rub it at all into your skin, even like this, like that, just that's all it takes, and it's gone forever, no residue at all.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad you guys mentioned the point about the no residue, because there were some people that were curious. Of course, you're transferring something to someone else's hand. Oh, that's great, but they can feel it. But like, I'm glad you just said there is no residue after the effect's performed, or the revelation is performed. Right. I guess you could say.
Right, there's no residue at all, and that's kind of the big thing, because if there was something sticky there, like chapstick or something like that, like you would feel that on your hand, and it's not, it would be shiny.
Yep.
And this leaves, like, I wish we could tell you why it does this, but it just does it. There's nothing left on your hand as soon as you do it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
These are the small details that I'm glad we're getting a chance to talk about here, because these are the things, of course, that are important to people when they're buying this kind of stuff, but also just from a performance standpoint. I think a lot of times magicians get so anxious about every little detail, and it's great that we can kind of alleviate some of those concerns when it comes to something like bear. So
yeah, and we're the same way about our magic, so I appreciate that. And I think this might be a lot of people's first time seeing us. We've been doing a lot of stuff with Vanishing Ink and stuff. This is the first one that's kind of been a breakout hit with Murphy's as well. And it's good that I think people know, if you go back into our older catalog of stuff, that we try to only put stuff out that we've really hammered out the details to, because we don't ever want to be the guys that release something that you can't go out and do, because we get upset by that, as well as I know most everybody watching does as well when they buy something like that.
Yeah, true that, man. I mean, magic is...
how often I talk to him and I say, look, we have another idea. We're not like doing this the wrong way, right? Like, this is a really good idea and everything's going right. And he always has to tell me, like, yeah, everything came out all at once, because we've been working together for a while before we got together with Vanishing Ink. So we had a lot of ideas like already fleshed out that we were able to turn into products.
Right. So you're actually looking at tricks of ours from over a couple years ago, all kind of coming out at once. And the good news is we've been so busy working on another project for the last year and a half that we haven't had time to really sit down and work on too much new stuff. But that whole project kind of comes to a culmination at the end of April here. Yeah. So we're going to go on to full day sessions again like we used to, and see what else we can work on, what other plots we can take over.
Oh, that's cool. That sounds like fun. All right.
It'll be a blast.
Actually, because you just mentioned that, you mentioned earlier that there was something that's going to be coming up soon with you guys. I don't want to put you on the spot, but you did say it might be kind of cool to mention it. Do you want to mention the thing that you mentioned to me earlier about Reno?
Yeah,
absolutely. We're working on a show with Shimshi.
from Wizard Wars. I think a lot of you guys have seen him on there.
Yeah, so we're helping him design, build, and everything. We learned how to weld last year, and we've been doing all that crazy stuff. And it's all coming to fruition right now. So we're having the show in Reno for 3 days, the April 14, 15, 16.
14, 15, 16, that whole weekend of Easter. So if you want to come out and see us, we'll be there hanging out. We'll be doing the show.
Yeah, it's all new magic.
Yeah, that was the big thing about the show is we didn't take anything that's been done before. It's all brand new magic, a whole hour show of new stuff.
Yeah.
And then after Reno, that's kind of our test day to go do a big presentation on the strip. So this is like the culmination of all of our work for the last 2 years coming in a couple weeks.
Yeah, so any of you guys who are in Reno, please come by. It's at the Nugget.
At the Nugget, yeah.
Or if, like, I know people in California, Sacramento area, it's not a long drive. Come over and see us and see the show. And
we'll buy you a coffee or we'll buy you a drink, whatever your tipple is.
I love it. Very cool. You know, it's fitting, isn't it? Really, you guys have been working so hard on this this other stuff, you know, with Shimshi, and here you are now working together with something like Bear that truly has been a breakout hit. I think it's cool when you see stuff all kind of come to a head. You know, this is
yeah,
really
yeah, it's great.
Thank you everybody for making this a breakout.
Yeah,
hit.
seriously, thank you guys for all of our support and all the fans who've been kind of there telling us every time we release something they've got since our first trick came out like 6-7 months ago, and we have some really like dedicated fans, and it's been really cool to see that, and kind of blows our mind that even exists. So thank you guys, everybody.
You know, speaking of you two guys, and then we'll get back to Bear, but, you know, you are the other brothers, but some people, like you said earlier, might be knowing you just for the first time right now. They might be getting to know you, I should say, for the first time right now. Like, how did this joint thing happen where you guys decided to become a duo with your magic and stuff? And we won't stick too long on that, but I do think it's worth saying because...
No, it totally is. So I think nobody under the age of 50 gets the reference of the other brothers.
Yeah, there's an old comedy TV show where the guy says, "This is my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl." So we grew up hearing that from like people.
Right. So just even by myself, like, "Oh, hi, my name's Daryl," and every old person ever my whole life would say, "Oh, where's your other brother Daryl?"
That's funny.
And Daryl heard the same thing. Yeah. And then one night we met at a magic dinner at Arizona Charlie's in Vegas. And I was like, "Oh, you're a magician? Yeah. What's your name, Daryl?" I'm like, "I found my other brother!" And it was kind of like this moment of clarity. And then we helped each other out with some stuff. And then it just kind of we had this really good mesh of creativity together.
Sounds good. All right. Let's jump to Facebook real quick. This is a good question about Bear. This one comes from my buddy David Herrera. Good to see you, David. Can it be transferred to other surfaces, tables, beer cans, someone's glass? So basically, does it have to just be on someone's hand, or can you do this to other surfaces as well for the reveal?
So other surfaces as well. We actually have a friend. I'll let Daryl tell you about it, but he's doing a seance routine with a Ouija board, and it's pretty creepy, and Daryl can kind of fill you on what it is.
We brainstormed on it, and we were saying that if you could lay out a ring of salt around the Ouija board, then do his Ouija routine. Then at the end, he could shake the table or tip it over, and because it was on the table in the first place was the bear ink, where he placed the salt down. When he knocks it over, it'll say a message that, depending on how morbid you want to be, it could be like "run" or like demons are possessing, or it could be like "I'm so glad you guys chatted with me." So I mean, that's up to your imagination how you want to do, but the ring of salt kind of lends itself good for the mystic application.
Now, something very interesting about this, and again, this is why Bear's so much fun, because just since we've even given it to friends and people, they come up with their own stuff to do with it. For example, if you write on a business card whatever you want to reveal, and you let it dry, don't reveal it while it's wet. Like, let it dry completely. Overnight. Then you can fill it with pepper over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Without ever having to reuse it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's a cool application. So I'm assuming, I mean, like beer cans and all that stuff, you have to try it. And that's why we're so excited to release this, because we can't wait to find out all the new applications. There's no way for us to go on every surface and try it. So as soon as you get it, we know that there's surfaces where it does work, and we go over that in the DVD. Mm-hmm. But we love to hear all the new places people figure out how to do it.
We know there's somewhere it won't. Like anything that is already wet, like I could imagine a cold beer can could be getting condensation. Then the pepper is going to stick to the condensation just as well as the bear ink, and you're not going to be able to have any clarity of what image you're revealing.
Got it. Okay, cool. I had some specific questions about Let me go back over here on Facebook. Some specific questions about different surfaces when it comes to people, even.
Yeah.
I saw one question. I'm going to pull up Facebook real quick. This one comes from Zacharias. I bought Bear. I tried it on an older woman. He said an old lady. It didn't work. I was wondering if it because of the wrinkles. And someone else on YouTube asked about if someone's, Brad Lowe asked, does it have to be in bare arm or will hair cause a problem? So I guess between wrinkles and hair, are there any kind of limitations when it comes to people themselves with stamping them with the information?
So with
So,
wrinkles,
yeah.
definitely not, right? With wrinkles,
Or with hair too.
yeah, with hair either. So sometimes if you get
It
a
is
hair,
limitations.
yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. So you want to, with the hairy hands, make sure you put a thicker layer of ink on your own palm when you do the transfer.
You just like bear down as you write. That's
Exactly.
what I did.
Bear down.
But coffee works on hair and
Everybody.
wrinkles. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So if you do coffee, that has like coarse pieces and really fine pieces just because it's ground up material. And that will go through wrinkles or through like hairy men just the same.
Right.
But
I mean,
the pepper won't go all the way to touch their skin. If they're really hairy, it'll just like the pepper will hover above the hair.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then when they
So
flick it
so
off,
maybe
there's
maybe
nothing.
with the hairy man, if that fails because they try to do it with pepper instead of coffee. But again, if you got, it should work on everybody as long as you're not picking out like the wolf man and trying to like do it on him. You know, it's not going to work on your dog.
Someone actually did ask that. Funny enough, guys, someone asked about it can you do it on a dog? I don't know if you guys saw that on YouTube or not.
No, but on a hairless cat, it's a go.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Touche. I like it. That's funny. This is a silly question, but maybe they're being serious here. They're laughing
Lay it
about
on
it. But is it I know it's not FDA approved, but is it safe? Like, is it something if someone were to lick their hand or something? Do you know if it's edible or whatever? That's a pretty interesting question, I guess.
We're going to find out right now. You ready?
Oh boy.
Here we go. Here's a bear pen.
Oh boy.
So you see the nib is white.
Doesn't taste great. So if I survive the interview, then we'll know.
That was another question. Does it taste okay? So there you go.
Nope, don't taste it. I'm telling you, I never tasted it. Just tasted it. Don't do it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely safe and non-toxic, but we'll
Yeah.
find out if it's poisonous.
We'll find out right now.
Yeah, well, we'll see how the interview goes. If you guys see just one Daryl, if you see just one brother sitting there, I think we know what's going on. All right.
He
Yeah.
can carry the torch. He's got all our notebooks. He can
Oh.
carry the torch.
All right, fair enough. Let us see what's going on again. Back on Facebook, then we'll jump on YouTube in just a second. What about around a wine glass, like a wine glass specifically? This comes from Ace Cunnings over on Facebook. Have you guys? Because I know you've done some stuff with wine
Oh,
glasses
no,
in the past.
Yeah, Ace from Florida.
Yeah, he's a cool
Hi,
guy.
Ace. Nice to see you.
Right on.
Nice to talk to you. But yeah, we've done stuff with a wine glass, and we actually prefer our other trick for a wine glass, I think, than this.
Yes.
Yeah. But
I think it would work. I think the problem is you'd have a hard time like putting the salt or pepper on there and having it stay on and not just fall off immediately.
yeah, you'd have to like tip the wine glass on its side probably, and so again, just have to kind of experiment. And we know it works on the skin, which of course is the most powerful.
Yeah.
So all this other stuff is kind of supplementary fun that you can have with it, trying to find out what else it works on. And make sure you let us know too, because we don't know everything
I
about
bet you
it.
that would be awesome if you had a lot of salt to pour on. Then you could like just pour it as it goes past, and
That
you
would be
just see
interesting.
certain things stick.
All right.
Ace, try it, and then box me. Let me know.
Yeah, Ace is cool. Yeah, he's a performer down there in Florida, does a bunch of stuff. So, yeah, he's definitely out there using stuff, which is what I like when I see you guys put stuff out, is that you know that it's stuff that is workable, which is important, and are things that you guys would actually use. Because let's be honest, guys, I've said this to other people in the past before, there is some magic that's just produced just for production's sake. And it's nice to talk to guys like you that actually know what you're doing, that you actually perform stuff. I mean, you're basically consultants for a reason. Like, you're creating stuff for other people to use, and that's pretty much what you're doing, with the magic here too. So,
Yeah, because we think the reputation is like the biggest thing. So yeah, thank you for all that, because the reputation is the biggest thing. As soon as you start doing stuff where people aren't sure what they're getting, the quality, you lower your sales and you lower your fan base and you lower your friends, really.
Yeah.
So it's better to know, because we have people telling us all the time that they just buy whatever we put out without even they said, I don't even have to watch the trailer, I'm just going to buy it because I know it's going to work.
Yeah, I just like your interactions, which is
It's
great.
kind of funny. So we definitely we hold our reputation pretty sacred. So you won't see anything crazy from us.
all
Hopefully.
right. Sounds good. I tell you what, guys, we're going to take just a really, really quick break. I have a quick clip I'm going to show. It's less than a minute long. This is something I run each and every week. It is 5 free tricks from us to you guys out there watching. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, this is your chance to get hooked up with 5 free tricks from Mr. Gregory Wilson. This way, if you don't win a free copy of Bear, you're still getting hooked up with something today. All right? Cool. So hang tight, guys. I'm going to run this real quick, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Awesome.
Sweet.
I'm going to do everything I can to not sound like a sales pitch. But listen, 5 free tricks right out of my repertoire. They're fantastic, part of my immodesty, but they're impromptu. Listen, pens, bills, everyday objects, anytime, anywhere, you'll love it. Just hit the subscribe button, have a lot of fun. We'll see you on the other side. You can always hit the unsubscribe button. I don't recommend it, but did I mention free? 200, 300, 400. What? It's great. We'll have some fun. All I have to say is limited time offer. While supplies last, operators are standing by. See you soon.
And here we go, guys. We are back, and we are chatting, as you can see, with the other brothers. They are joining me here live, and we are so stoked to have them here with us today to answer your questions about Bear. This is a really, really fun release because you're able to do a classic effect now in a brand new way, which is the part that really, really excites me when it comes to something that the Ashes Revelation now, doing this on somebody else. I mean, the power of that, we saw in the trailer, people freaking out. I mean, pretty much speaks for itself. Like, really, really cool stuff. Let us see what is going on over here on Facebook again. Someone says they think flour is the best. I'm assuming you guys have tried flour, maybe?
Nope.
This? No. Okay.
I would love to see it. Like,
All
that would be great.
Nick Papa over on Facebook says he's been using it since February, and it kicks some butt. So there you go.
Awesome.
Oh, great. See, that's what we like to hear. Because, like, again, they're just being released as this week, but we had them pre-released at Blackpool and Magi Fest. So that's exciting, Nick. So glad to hear that you're loving it. So far, we've heard no negative from people who own it, so that's good.
That is good. Yeah, here's Nick's comment popping up here on the old screen. Let's see who else is out there on Facebook. Let's see. Go this way. Good hanging out. Oh, so David Jan says, "Hey guys, good times hanging out in Columbus."
Oh, hey,
man.
David, hope architecture school's going good. And
No,
graduating. Engineering. That's right.
Our Canadian engineer buddy.
David Jans has this video that he shows, and we can't really talk about it, but it's really good magic, and it fooled us so hard.
Look him up on YouTube.
Yeah, it was great. David Jans is great.
Oh, cool. All right. Good viewers, good, clever viewers out there. I like to hear that. Here's one from Daniel Ricks. I think we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but I'm not sure if we went into this much detail about it. He's saying with Bear, once you shake someone's hand to apply, if they wipe their hands, let's say maybe they just, they're fidgeting with their hands, do you think that they could wipe that off? Will the stuff wipe off when they do that?
Yes. So now, actually, this is a perfect time to tell you, like, because we were talking about this earlier, we're going to show you. I think we can show you now the surefire way. This is all in the DVD, but we can show you the surefire way to stamp somebody not in a handshake and obtain the information real time, so it's not a force. And you don't have any concern about them wiping it away. So can we show that to you guys?
Yeah, please do.
So
while we get set up with the camera, I want to say one of the times when we were out filming the trailer, Daryl did the stamp on this guy
for the handshake,
and he immediately did this. So we're like, well, that's gone.
Right, that's not happening. So now you got to set up for another one. But the good thing is it's ready to go impromptu, and you don't have to write it on your hand and walk up to a group. You don't have to do that.
Yeah. So let's do it.
So we'll do it really fast. So I can actually probably just do it to the camera right here, right? So normally I force a card. So I pull out my deck of cards and I force the 4 of hearts. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then I say I'm going to try and guess what the card is, but I need some information. So I want you to name the first and last name of the first person that comes to mind when you looked at that card.
This is why we go for a heart, usually.
Yeah, so we pick a heart, you force a heart, whatever, queen of hearts, 2 of hearts. I picked 4 hearts. They name a name. So let's say they say David Jans, okay? And that's the name they're thinking of. I say, okay, great. That's all the info I need to guess the card. So in their mind, they've just given you a name. You couldn't possibly know what the card is, and now you're going to guess the card. So this is a powerful effect by themselves. So you pull out a business card, and it's already got the force card written on it, the 4 of hearts.
In real Sharpie.
In real Sharpie. This is always in my wallet. just like this. So you have this pre-written. And now you pull this out, don't show them that anything's written on it. And you take the bear pen now, and while they think you're writing down the card, and this is what it looks like, you can see that I'm actually pretending to write down. I'll try and angle it so you guys can actually see what this looks like. And that's it. And now what I've actually done is put the initials on my palm, and you can see that, and you won't be able to see anything. There's nothing glistening, shining, but it's there for David Jans. So again, I'll show you kind of the back angle here. Let me wipe it off. Oh, and for reset, it just wipes off super easily like that, and you're done. You're ready to do it again.
Yeah.
So now I have my force card, and I say, okay, so you named David Jans. That's weird, but I think I'm getting this to somebody close to you, whatever. And as I'm doing that, I'm just writing on my hand. And we get into all the details about that and the writing backwards and all that in the DVD, so I won't go too much. But here's the best part. So now I have the force card written, and I'm ready to stamp them. And this is all done real time with the name they just said 20 seconds ago. Mm-hmm. So now I say, hold your hand out for me. I say, put your other hand on top. And this is how the stamp happens. I say, hold on tight. And they're done. It's stamped and it's ready to go. And now their hands are like this, so they can't possibly rub it off.
Oh,
and you say, okay, for the first time, name the card. And they turn over the business card, and it's the 4 of hearts. And this alone, for regular people, by just relating the card to a name, like it's their mom or their girlfriend or wife or husband, gets a huge reaction.
The card force more powerful.
Yeah, the card force is more powerful, and it's a huge reaction. And then you pull out your coffee, your pepper, your salt, and you stamp and you reveal it on their hand right there with the name they just said that you could have possibly set up beforehand. So that's really like the golden crown of the routine for Bear. And I hope that answers a lot of you guys' questions about having to set it up beforehand, or if they wipe it off, or all those concerns are gone. And that's how I perform it. And I performed it that way hundreds and hundreds of times, as well as Daryl's done it hundreds of times as well.
Wow. All right. So a lot of good detail here. I didn't expect that at all. Wow. I mean, like,
yeah.
all of that.
I mean, the thing is you can't really. I mean, you know, like you can't do it without the bear pen, right? Like you need the bear pen to make all this magic happen, and
it's better for people to know what they're getting into as well. So you know that it actually works, and it doesn't have to be like the handshake.
It doesn't have to be the handshake, right? Because that's kind of been done before with the handshake and all that. In a sense of like, okay, like maybe it could wipe off. You have to wait. You have to time your trick right. You have to walk up to it wet. This way, I can pull out. I have this and my business card always together like this in my pocket, and I'm ready to do Bear at any moment's notice with no practice or no preparation, and with any name that they just gave me.
And you can perform it to your mom. You don't have to like, oh, hello, Mom, nice to see you again.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to like. You can go. You have to like shake your friend's hands. Or
anything. Cool. Very cool. Can you guys do me a favor, because we are about halfway through the show, can you fill the guys in once again on what they need to do to win a free copy of Bear?
Yeah, so today and every other day leading up to its release, we've been asked a lot of questions about Bear, and we're going to give away a Bear pen to our Facebook viewers, Facebook and YouTube, one for each. And we're giving it to the person who comes up with the most creative question that we've never been asked before.
And we've been asked lots of creative questions. So put in your submissions. Let us know it's a submission so we know it's not a real question, even though it'd be fun to answer some of those right now. So if you guys want to get some practice in, we can start answering some of the crazy questions you have. But we'll review them this week and pick the one that made us laugh the hardest and made us smile the most. And those two guys will get a free Bear pen.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, guys, for giving out all the deets there. As a reminder to our YouTube viewers that are watching, unfortunately, your comments are not saved right now. So if you are posting comments live in real time, they are not saved, and you will need to post those once this video goes up as an on-demand in just a little bit. So just a little heads up for our YouTube.
Cool. Awesome. Good to know.
All right. Cool. Let us see what is going on back over here on the old Facebook. Let's see what kind of comments we got going on. I'm going to update these. Let's go back up here towards the top. Okay, let's see.
Tom Wong wrote that he got a free hands down for best haircut at the convention.
Wait a second, you got to tell me more about this. What are you talking about over there? What are you talking about?
We gave away one DVD for the best haircut at the whole convention. That was Tom Wong.
Okay, and this was at Blackpool. I'm so confused right now.
Oh yes,
yeah, Blackpool. So basically, we had a handful of extra DVDs that we didn't want to take back on the plane. So we had these contests that people didn't know they were participating in as they walked by, and we would pick out the best feature on this person and then give them an award for having the best that feature. So Tom won best hair. So and then there's a guy who had the best red sweater, and a woman with the best sunglasses inside. And a bunch of other different prizes that they won, and they got a free DVD for it.
And that was such a such fun for us and such fun for everyone else that we actually found a way to incorporate that into the Shimshi show. And you guys will see that in Reno.
Oh, all right, very cool. Let me see. I'm looking at some of the comments popping up here all over the place. Do you two come with the pin? I think we know the answer to that. Look at the show, right?
Yes.
Actually, here's a good question I'm going to pop up here from Facebook. This one comes in. Let me see. Where did it go? There it is. This one comes in from Pascal. Pascal's asking, are there refills when the pin is empty? Now, I know you guys have said that this is going to last for a really long time, but do you think that in the future there may be some refills available for Bear?
So a couple things on that. I can pretty safely say that we will not have refills for Bear because, again, you'll lose it before you run out of ink.
Yeah.
But also, if somehow you do run out of ink, it will have been hundreds and hundreds of performances.
So your nib will probably be pretty worn out.
Yeah, your nib will be worn out. And also, the last thing is we've got these pretty much priced since it takes us about 7 to 10 minutes to make one of these.
Oh,
And we make them all by hand. I think we mentioned that earlier, that we do every single pen to keep the quality there. So we really have them priced as low as we can go. So having refills would be kind of counterintuitive to us cost-wise as well. So
okay, that's fair.
all those
Because
factors.
it would be, instead of paying $35 for Bear, you'd pay $34 for the refill.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like $33.95 for the refills, and we can honor that.
All right.
We actually have a joke going at all the conventions. The first person to run out of ink gets a prize. Not another Bear pen, but they get a prize. So
An undisclosed prize. I love it.
An undisclosed prize.
You may not want it, but
yeah,
you're getting it.
you're getting a prize. So you mail us your empty Bear pen. First one to do it gets a special prize.
Oh my god.
That's a prize.
This is definitely one of the most fun interviews I've had in a long time. So this is fun. This is
We're
good.
having fun.
We're having fun too.
I had fun yesterday. I was chatting with Mr. Danny Weiser, and Danny and I we went back in time, man. We started talking about some of the old Magic specials, like the World's Greatest Magic, and the early Copperfield days. Man, that was fun. But
Yeah, I love his the tire. Right, is what you guys are talking about.
yeah, the trick with the shirt where you pull the Sharpie out. Yeah, it looks really really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's interchangeable with Bear. I might start doing that. Just like, ready to pop, ready to Bear.
All right. I think you can. So yeah. Let's see here. Oh, we got Mr. Titanus tuning in here. Let's see what Titanus
Awesome.
has to
That
say.
guy. Hey, Titanus.
He's saying, what is the next exciting project we should expect from the other brothers? Are there some other things we can expect from you guys in the future? Good question, Mr. Titanus.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess before we talk about the future, if you haven't seen us, we have some really cool things that have come out in the last 6 or 7 months.
True.
Primarily over at Vanishing Ink. Also can get it at Murphy's.
Yeah,
so that's
Andy
a good.
Murphy's dealer.
So if you're interested in more stuff by us, there's some really cool stuff there. We have a trick called ash paper that actually ties in directly with this. It's a piece of flash paper that you light and leaves ash in the shape of whatever you want to force, and you can actually take that ash and then do the Bear pen with it.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool. So.
Very cool. All right.
And then future releases. Some of you at Blackpool Magic Fest have seen the Clear Table, which is not going to be mass produced, I don't believe. You'll have to come see that at a convention or go to csillusions.com. And that's a stage mentalism prop that we've worked very hard on the last year. Other than that, we've got a few things. We've got a book test coming out that we're really happy with no fishing and lots of choices, like 8 words they can pick from. Basically, if you're familiar with the way the most popular book tests have been going lately. And also, it's really cool. So you guys have to see that when it comes out. We have a kids trick coming out for children, which is exciting.
This is one of my favorites. It's going to be, there's many iterations of it, but the original one was a bunch of different animal flashcards. And then the person gets a free choice of any animal flashcard. And when you turn over all the animal flashcards, the backs design all come together to show the animal.
The picture of the animal. So, and there's actually 3 versions. They're going to come out all together too. It's going to be the children's version. There's going to be the normal version, and there's going to be a way adult version of it. So there's going to be a triple kind of package thing. Not sure if they're going to all go together or separate for different audiences, but that's a really fun one that we're excited for.
Oh, cool. All right. So lots and lots of stuff coming in the pipeline from the boys, which is always good to know. And thank you, Mr. Titanus, for your question, sir. Always good to see you. Titanus is saying, I'm going to pull it back up here. I don't want to miss his comment. He had a very nice comment about the table, actually.
Thank you.
He said that table destroyed my mind at Blackpool. So there you go.
Awesome. So Again, csillusions.com. Check that out and send us. You need a password for the video. So it's CS Table is the password.
Yeah,
so,
we put a password so that non-magicians don't get on there, but I figure everyone here is a magician.
Yeah, so CS Table at csillusions.com. CS Table is the password. If you can also email us there, and we'll give you the password. But go check that out because it will break your mind a little bit. It still messes with our head how it works. So check it out.
We have Brad Nichols on YouTube asked us which one of us likes McDonald's the most.
Oh God.
And the answer is both.
We both. This is actually really funny.
There's a McDonald's on Las Vegas Boulevard that we go to like brainstorm sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where
we actually have a corner. There's like a corner there, like these two armchairs, and it like faces the wall with like purple and white stripes on it.
And it's just the perfect white noise and the perfect chicken McNuggets. So that's where we go. That's where we came up with the Smooth Predictions.
Yeah, Smooth Predictions. That's where like so actually we it's just literally it's like a corner, like a nook inside this McDonald's. So when we have our office, whenever we end up having an office, we're gonna build a corner duplicating that McDonald's corner, and we're gonna record McDonald's all day to get like an ambient noise track from there.
Yep.
God, this is great. All right.
This has all been planned out. This is great.
We've had conversations.
Whatever it takes to create magic, I guess. Right? I guess. I want a mustache. Oh, that's funny.
What does he say?
We won't go down that path.
Okay.
Yeah. Love your bandit that you guys did for bear with the tip being white rather than like a regular marker. If you had any issues with that being called out, this comes from Chris Cram over on YouTube.
Great question,
because we'll actually talk about that. When you receive your tip, it will not be white.
It'll be grayish.
Let's see if I can show this. So we actually just built this one today, specifically for here.
Mm-hmm.
And it started out completely white, but it'll start saturating the ink, the little bit of ink that's left in the Sharpie barrel here. And eventually that dark purple color will overtake the whole nib. So by the time you receive it, it will be completely purple.
Oh, cool.
And so again, I always make sure just to kind of keep the tip hidden, but even if they get a flash of it, it's still going to be a dark purple. It won't be this white color.
All right. Very cool. That's a very good question that I honestly didn't even think to ask myself. So that's why we have the viewers out there, man. We got those viewers asking all the important questions.
Thank you,
keep
guys.
them coming.
Yeah.
This is so much fun, guys. I'm having a blast. Thank you, guys.
Here's a question from me to you guys. I saw this earlier, and I can't remember who asked it. We know what's going on with the trick. As far as skill level, basic question, but who is this good for? Is it for like a beginner? Could they pick this up and start doing it, or is this for someone that might be a little more advanced? Or let's go for skill level real quick. That's a pretty easy question to get out of the way.
It depends what way you want to do it. The way with the business card is for the lowest skill level, I think. Because
a child could do it.
Yeah, because you do the cross-cut force, and you have all this reason to hide what you're writing, and you take all the time in the world to write on your hand, make sure it's nice, and then you have them hold their hands out, and you have all the time in the world with no heat to touch them and stamp them, and there's no audience management really needed. It's all kind of built into what needs to happen next. And you have all the time in the world to write on your hand. All you need to know is how to do a very simple force. So very happy to say some of our stuff has been a little more advanced, and this one is definitely not advanced at all. So we're very excited to give this to everybody in the Magic community.
Yeah. And then if you do it like where you write on the business card with bare ink and let it dry overnight, then anybody can do it.
Oh, that's true. Like literally anybody.
Yeah.
Like you give it to a non-magician person, say, hey, this card's really cool. You put pepper on it and shake it. It works over and over again. So just, you know.
Cool. All right. I haven't pulled up YouTube in a little while, so let's go to YouTube real quick. See what you guys have to say out there. We did just get Chris's comment, so we won't have, or his question. We shouldn't have to get that. Is there okay, this is a good question from Christian. Christian is asking, is there a certain spot to write it on your hand? So when you go to transfer the information, is there a certain spot you need to write it on your hand to make that happen the best way possible?
There is, and not everybody is different. And again, that's something we go over in the DVD. Everybody has like a sweet spot, and it's pretty big. Like my sweet spot is literally this whole section of my hand here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're looking for where you don't have it's head, heart, and lifelines, where you're avoiding those.
Just the deep ones, the 3 deep
So,
ones.
yeah, this area is good, and this area is good. And the only thing is when you're holding the business card, this area gets covered. So this is our favorite.
Right, and let's say you want to stamp a whole word on somebody or something. You could do it across your whole hand, but you don't have the ability to do this. So if you have some reason you can like write on your hand and keep your hand open, and then you do the handshake, that's fine.
Mhm.
We don't really do it that way. It's more trouble than it's worth. I think just with the two initials is more than you need to really get a scream for a reaction.
But somebody could do that for a TV or YouTube.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure, it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
Anywhere on your hand, but for the practical purposes, as you're holding the business card, you have this kind of up here and down here, whatever your preference is.
Okay, cool.
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a very good question for sure. Here's kind of a question that I don't know if it's going to make sense for this or not, but another question that always comes up when Magic releases come out is reset time. If you want to be able to do this again for someone else, when you have the information on you, are you able to once you shake someone's hand and transfer, are you able then to take someone else's hand and transfer it, or do you need to reapply it and do that again?
You'd have to reapply it for you to transfer it.
Mhm.
There's an interesting. This ink can double transfer.
But not you can't go once and then twice, but you can go stamp from here to something else.
Oh,
If that makes
yeah.
so-
yeah, okay,
Yeah, it's like you're passing the ink every time you stamp it.
okay.
So it's not like a stamp where you can just keep stamping with that same thing. Is that making sense?
Oh yeah, it makes total sense. I just want to make sure I got that out of the way so people,
Yeah, no.
And another question we've gotten a lot is whether how it stays on your hand. So as soon as you're finished with a performance, literally just take on any piece of clothing and go like that, and you're reset, completely ready to go again. Or just your
doing
finger
this?
like this, and you're ready to go.
Well, I
again.
wipe it on my pants.
Yeah, just take your hand, just wipe it on the pants, and it's done.
It's
Sweet.
clear ink, so who
Alright.
cares?
Cool. All right. Let us see. I think I saw something else coming up here on Facebook. This is actually a question from Danny Weiser, not specific to Bear, but about you guys in general. How
Right.
did you guys meet? Again, that one comes from Danny Weiser over on Facebook.
We met at Magic Dinner, right?
Magic dinner at
Yeah.
Arizona Charlie's. There's like a secret magic dinner in the slums of Las Vegas every other Tuesday, and we met there. It's like a bunch of magicians get together, a bunch of performers get together, and
Cool.
we just met there, and we just started talking shop and ideas, and
Yeah.
kind of blossomed from there.
Yeah. I think you did mention
He
that
was-
earlier.
He was doing like some kind of stand-up mentalism act, like stand-up comedy mentalism.
Yeah.
act. And we started brainstorming on that, and we're like, "Dang, this works well. We should do more stuff like this."
I have a question for you as a Vegas local as well. Is the Darwin's group still active? Because I know people that come from out of town that come to Vegas, they always reach out to different people. I've been one of those people. Where can I go to hang out with magicians? Where are the spots? Like, is there a spot now in Vegas where people can go? Is there like a gathering once a week like there used to be, or has that changed?
Yeah, it's moved.
It moved now to a much nicer place. If you guys remember before, it was in a less nice part of town, and now it's moved to
On the same night that they had open mic rapping.
Yes,
Yeah, so-
I remember.
so- Yeah, so you remember it's very fun because you're like, I want to go to Magic Club and hang out with
Yeah.
Alan Ackerman and Gary Darwin,
Yeah,
and you have
no
to walk
joke.
through 8 Mile basically.
The first time I went, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in the wrong place."
Yep,
I'm
I
going
thought the
back
same
home.
thing.
Yeah. So no, now it's at Tommy Rockers, which is on the Dean Martin Drive.
Yeah, Dean Martin, and it's a Tommy Rockers on Wednesday. Very classy
Every
place. Cheap drinks, cheap food, really good stuff,
And good food too.
and good food. Yeah, and hanging out back there is a lot of fun. And there's no time limit; they don't kick you out at midnight anymore. So
Are you going tonight?
we should go tonight.
We'll be giving away free magic stuff
There
tonight.
you go. What
in Vegas.
what are the times? When does it start? Because I know the other one started pretty late.
It's
Like
still
8 or
late.
9.
Yeah.
Later on. Okay, cool. All right.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's pop back up on YouTube.
One of us
Oh,
say
quick thing, quick performing advice.
Go
you
for
guys.
it. Yeah, please.
While we were, this just reminded me, while we used to do it, I used to perform once in a while and ask the rappers if I could perform for them on stage in between rap acts, like on Wednesday nights. And not many other magicians were brave enough to try that, but I did it a couple times. And let me tell you, if you can find an open mic rap night to go do magic at, you will get the most honest audience you've ever had.
Yeah.
And it will help you out a lot in your performing, and you'll be ready to perform anywhere with no nerves ever after that.
Wow, that is one heck of a group of people. I know this group. I was there. I saw this stuff go down, and yeah, it was quite a group of people there. Yeah.
Yep, so I performed for him a handful of times, so you can imagine how that went. Pretty good in the end, but the beginning started off rough.
All right. Let's see. This is a good question. Over on YouTube again, and who's this? Fiddlin' Johnny, you're welcome. I'm glad you're having a good time today. Jeremy, how we doing? Phil's saying, do you have to write it backwards on yourself prior to transferring? So yeah, I mean, that's pretty basic. I know that's going to be covered on the project, but is that something that you have to do to make the transfer happen?
That's the way we do it, but you can like if what's written in Sharpie has had significant time to dry, you can write it frontwards on the business card, and then you have to find a reason to then stamp your hand with the business card, which will then have the reverse image on your hand that you can stamp onto them.
All right, or if you write it on your palm here, and you for some reason can find an excuse to stamp yourself over here, now this hand's ready to stamp them with the reverse image. But realistically,
It's easier to write backwards.
it's so much easier to write backwards. And Daryl goes over a whole foolproof method, and in 3 minutes you'll be writing full sentences backwards. And that's on the DVD. It's really so much easier than you think. And the other thing is you're not rushed to do it because you're sitting here and you're thinking about it. But yeah, it's give it a try, and then you'll see that you won't have any problems. We haven't had anybody have any problems with that.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, I mean, guys, I mean, I got to tell you, like, when you do this, can you give me like an idea of one of your favorite reactions that you've had from this? Because you're gonna have people that are like trying to get the crap off. Have you had people run? Like, what are some of your favorite reactions that you've had from when you perform Bear? Because it is a pretty damn crazy thing.
I mean, I guess here's the thing. So we've seen people cry before, which is pretty. I don't know if that's like a good thing
Oh, wow.
or like because the thing is they get to bring up any name that's meaningful to them, and a lot of magicians try and like coax this response of like, oh, tell me somebody who died in your life that's important, and it's like that's not classy and that's not good to do. But sometimes these people will do that themselves because you don't say it. Just say name the first person that comes to mind, and that's the
Yeah,
person.
friend or a loved one. Like that's the only coaxing we.
Yeah, and so we have people who think of people that are really important to them, and to see that appear on them is a really emotional experience for them, and it kind of extends past what magic normally does for people.
Just a couple days ago, I was performing it in a bar, and we got some video of it that's going to go up on Vanishing Ink social media, I think, soon. But anyways, one of the guys I did it to, I took a little bit of a risk. Instead of forcing a card, I did a triangle circle force from Psychological Subtleties, Belichick's book. So I didn't need any props. It was just me writing down that, and then the name appeared on the guy's hand. And when he looked at the pepper on his hand, he was just like, got really silent. It was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And then we cut, and then he got like really solemn and told me that it's the initials of his dead father.
Oh man.
Yeah, and this is like, oh my God, yeah. Well, that's
Wow.
amazing that you have such a fond memory of him. And and then we sat down and talked about his dad for a while, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it's like kind of, and like again, we know because some magicians will try it. We think it's completely unethical to coax that kind of emotion upon somebody, but if they're doing it to themselves, kind of by doing that, it's been nothing but a powerful, positive experience with that. So those are our favorite reactions. Of course, it generates screams always, like the shakes and the this, and they're freaking out, not believing it, and they're always checking their hand and rubbing it and trying to see and they can't figure it out, and they love it. So those are the typical responses. But there's been some really like transcendent, beautiful moments that we've had performing Bear.
I love it. That's cool. You just mentioned something a moment ago about, I think, that instance you used Pepper to the reveal. Nick Papa had another question about Pepper. He said he was performing at a gig and he came across Pepper that didn't stick. Do you have any suggestions for when in that rare occasion the substance doesn't stick? Okay, so yeah, if something's not working, do you have like a way for people to kind of keep going even when things aren't going right with, you know?
Well, we always recommend testing it with whatever you think you're going to use because the Bear pen works the same. It's just ink transferring. Right? So the ink's always going to be there, always going to be fine, but it's what you're using. So it's really a hit or miss like that.
With how coarse the granules are.
Yeah, and then if it's too so you really just want to whatever you do, especially if you're at a gig or trying to perform, do some kind of testing. Just take a little bit, put a little dot on your skin, put a little bit of pepper, and shake it, and that's it. You know, if you go to a restaurant, you're safe. If you do it with any pepper shaker in the restaurant, it'll be the same.
Right, because they all refill it from one big 5-pound tub of pepper.
And then also always carry around if you want to do pepper and you like the pepper over the coffee because it's two different reveals basically. Two different looks. One is the peppers kind of bunching together, and the coffee is like that smear, like the ash. Yeah. So whatever you like, you can carry around 2 little pepper packets in your pocket as a backup. You know,
from
McDonald's. Those work the best, and everybody has McDonald's. So go get those 2 little packets and put them in your case or in your pocket or in your wallet. And if some reason it just doesn't go, or you can't find something that does, you always have that. But again, I always carry my little thing of coffee, and I love it.
And then a funny idea that we had was using Emergen-C, the
Oh, yeah.
vitamin C
Yeah.
supplement for when you're feeling sick.
Yeah.
Because then you could even like make it into a joke if the pepper didn't work. Like, oh no, like, well, I only use this in case of a true emergency. Put it on and then you can get out of it. And it was like a hack joke, but at least it wasn't a failed trick.
Right.
You clever guys. I love it. I love the emergency thing. That's so clever. I love it. Makes a lot of sense, man. Come on, that's great. I
Yeah.
love it. Let's see here. Actually, this is a good question about you two. I like it when we can talk about you guys together. David Herrera is asking, do you two perform and create stuff separately, or are you always the other brothers? That's a really good question, and thank you, David, for that one. I'm curious about that myself.
So we do perform together sometimes.
Right.
We do perform apart most of the time,
Mhm.
just because we're doing walk around. And anytime we create, we're basically the other brothers.
Yeah, sometimes when you go home and have an idea and then come back the next day, but like, oh, I had this idea, and then it's always developed. So we never get to say, like, we've never brought any idea you see from us has never been one person's idea, because it's always been developed from the baby stages. Because for those of you who don't really create magic, it doesn't come out like all at once, right? It comes out like it's a little spark, and then you build on it and keep going. So we started that spark together and build upon it. The funny thing with consulting, we've ran into this in the past, and we've kind of have a hard set rule about consulting together that we only consult together.
That's cool.
Yeah, so sometimes, and usually people are like, well, isn't it going to be twice as expensive? And sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, but it's a two-person deal, because the way our minds work together, we can solve a problem bouncing it back and forth, and we know how each other thinks and works, and it gets done a lot more efficiently and better that way, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had to fight for that a couple times in our life, where it's like, no, sorry, you can't get one of us, you got to get both of us.
No, I mean, I dig it. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you guys are a team, for a reason. You guys stick together, so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it works great.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you guys are doing what you do, and you're living the dream, so I dig it, man.
Thanks, man.
This is a question. I'm not even sure if this is the case or not. I'd love to know this, though. I know Dan White was on the Tonight Show a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
He's saying he saw Dan White perform Bear on the Tonight Show, and it solidified the fact that this will be for me. Is that true? Did he actually do it on the show?
Well, here's the thing: is we heard that rumor as well. We've actually never spoken to Dan White, so if somebody knows Dan White, tell him to say hi to us, because I'd like to be his friend. He's
Yeah.
actually a big fanboy, so that's awesome. So I would love to even just have a text conversation with him sometime. But we heard that, so I actually went out to Walmart and bought an antenna to watch the Tonight Show. and like my wife was like, "Why are we going to Walmart at 11 p.m.?" I'm like, "I'm sorry." But anyways, I watched the whole segment, and he ended up doing a great trick, a Harry Potter book test. But he didn't do Bear. So I actually, for the person answering that, I'd love to know where I could see that, because I haven't seen that. So I would love to see that, because if he did it, I would.
Yeah, because we were looking out for it. We heard that he might.
And we thought he didn't. So if he did do it and you saw it, I would love to see that.
Yeah,
we know that Dan White has one and has been working with it. Okay. And so even if he didn't do it on the Tonight Show, if he just has done it in person, like, that's awesome.
I'm curious if they do it, because I know sometimes they'll do like a backstage. They'll record some magic backstage too, so I wonder if it's some of the backstage footage. I'll look into that too, because I watched the appearance. And I didn't see it either. So yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? My buddy, I have so many good friends. My buddy says, and he just sent me the link on my phone. Literally just popped up. He says it's him performing Bear. It was behind the scenes bonus clip on their YouTube channel. So there you go. Thank you, my buddy Jared, for sending me that.
So that literally just made our day. So that solidifies how great Bear is, and Dan White, we love you. Thank you so much for that, and that is exciting news.
Well, I'm like, as soon as we get off of here, I'm going.
Yeah, that's the first thing we're going to do.
This makes me happy that I was able to fill in these blanks for you guys here on the show in real time. This is why I love this stuff, man.
Yeah, this is great. It literally just made my day. This is great.
Yeah, thank you.
I wish I had the footage to pull up, because I totally would have done it, man. I would have.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Jared, if you're home right now, if you could download the. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But that's cool, yeah. So that really does say a lot about your trick. And I had a feeling when someone said that it was the backstage stuff. So there we go. Now we know. That's pretty awesome, guys. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a huge thing for us, and it's very I can't tell you how surreal this last year has been. Because basically before this, we've been in the underground just creating and for other magicians and stuff. And this is last year having people recognize us and talk to us, and our stuff being on the Tonight Show. It's the most surreal, and we couldn't be more grateful for.
We signed a leather briefcase. I've never.
Yeah, some kid had to sign a leather brief. It's so weird, and I don't know. It's been a crazy year, and we're just really thankful.
Yeah, it's out of this world.
I am I'm not able to pull up the clip specifically, but I am seeing that there is some backstage stuff there. So I will post.
Awesome.
I'll post the link, guys, when this goes up as an on demand. I'll post the link at the top of the comments section. You guys can click the link and go see this performed on the frickin' Tonight Show. That sounds like it's backstage to For the Roots. For the Roots, I think that's his band. So.
Cool.
Man, that's gonna get a
Even
great
better.
reaction. That's gonna get a great reaction. That's so exciting.
It's sick, man. So there you go. I mean, guys, I'm so glad, not you guys, but guys watching, I'm so glad that we had a chance to bring on, and we're not done just yet, to bring on the other brothers, because this is a testament to just how powerful this trick is, and we're all learning this in real time right now, that this is the type of magic that you can bring to television. This is something that's done for freaking TV, or at least the backstage part of everything, but, you know, it's the same thing, in my opinion. It's still going up online.
I think so.
On the Tonight Show clips, on their backstage clips. So it sounds like the reveal was with Sugar on the show, guys. So or the clip was with Sugar. So there you go. All right.
So excited to see it.
Yeah.
And again, like I don't think we have to really mention this, but I think this would be a good platform to do it. Just want to say thank you to the guys over at Vanishing Ink, George, Kyle, Josh, and Andy. They've really put us on the map this year and helped us so much and believed in us from the beginning. And with Bear, they gave us the funding to start making these, and they really had our back since the very, very beginning. And we couldn't be more thankful for those guys. And also Murphy's, too, for the help and always buying our tricks and putting them up for sale and distributing them. But really, the guys at Vanishing have become like some of our best friends over the last year, and we're just really thankful for them. So if they're watching, thank you guys.
Yeah, I mean, Josh and Andy, I've known them, you know, for years and years, and they're two of the coolest guys around for sure. And you guys are too. What a great team! You guys teaming up with their team, just
so much fun.
Yeah.
really, really, really good stuff. Aaron was asking if the ink will react to black light. Again, we don't know that just yet, right? That was what we were talking about earlier.
Don't own a black light.
Yeah.
Would love for somebody to test that out. So
I want to pull up this comment from YouTube. This is actually a pretty funny comment. I don't want to miss this for you guys. This one comes from my buddy Greg Williams. Greg, it's always good to see you, man. He says, now you can take your antenna back to Walmart. There you go, Daryl.
Thank you. I will. I saved the receipt, so it's good.
Yes.
It was really funny. My wife was very confused, and it was a very funny trip. We actually have a celebrity here, Shimshi, if you guys want to say hi.
Bring him in. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Wave and say hi. He's in his PJs.
He's definitely a celebrity in this house.
Yeah.
Because it's his house. Oh, yeah, we're at Shimshi's house, actually. This is the, we stay in a Motel 6. This is the paradise of Shimshi's house. This is nice.
I look like I don't do anything all day, but I've been working since 9 a.m. So.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. And we're actually taking a break from work to do this interview, so thanks, Shimshi, for letting us come out and do this.
You're welcome. I'll be right back.
I will say something about Shimshi. A lot of guys may or may not know this. He does one of the best floating cards or credit cards when you borrow the card and you cause it to float around and spin around. It looks freaking amazing. So
the best. Yeah, we've seen that get some crazy reactions. So actually, I think you had some DVDs on Murphy still. You should go buy it because it's really good.
There you go. Yeah. And I don't want it to sound like that's just all he does. The guy is an amazing performer. I've heard so many good things about you, Shimshi. And if I'm not mistaken, where were you the resident magician here in Vegas, if you don't mind me putting you on the spot there?
No, not at all. At the Wynn Encore.
Are you still there now?
I am. Not at the moment, but I go there every weekend. And, I'm working and doing some stuff. We're working on some big stuff with Steve Wynn as well.
Wow.
Very exciting.
So, Shimshi, if guys that are coming into town, because we have, it's a very transient town, if guys want to see you on the weekends, is there a specific spot in the casino that you're at, like a lounge or a high-end place in the casino that can come see you?
Not exactly. The way it works is the host of the Wynn call me in when they have all the high rollers, and they have me come and do kind of private shows for them.
Nice.
What they could do is just text me, and if I'm around, then I can, come and say hi. But really, I do other shows like, a lounge, but it's very sporadic, and it can be different every time. So sometimes it's somebody's suite or villa. Sometimes it's in a ballroom. So, yeah.
So hit one of us three up, and we're always together. So we'll make a hangout happen for sure. If you're
so I've got the 3 shot of you guys. Is this now the official Other Brothers ×3? Is this the new debut of the new Other Brothers?
Yeah.
That's cool. And congratulations, Shimshi, and all the stuff you're up to as well since you're on here. I know you're doing the thing in Reno. You're going to debut some stuff and bring some stuff to the Strip as well. Sounds amazing, man. So I'd love to keep up with what you're doing. And yeah.
These guys are incredible. We've been working for the past 2 years, as I'm sure they told you, and they are so creative, came up with new methods for so many different things, and we're so excited to finally have it out once it's out and to show you guys. It's very innovative, and yeah, it's been great working with these guys, and it's amazing. So, yeah.
Thank you, Shimshi. I'll give you that $20.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he'll just take you to McDonald's. You'll be all right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
plan.
Chicken McNuggets.
See you guys later.
Bye,
All right,
Shimshi.
Go get back to work.
I was going to say, Matthew David Shealy was saying Shimshi's backflip card find is amazing.
Oh, that's
yeah.
the whole thing. And we won't tell you details, but
Let's see a backflip.
it is completely revamped.
Do a backflip.
You want to do a backflip for the video?
Oh, hell.
Shim's
let me
going to do a
pull that
backflip
up.
for the video if you
Yeah.
want to see it.
Well, all right then. Let's do this live.
All right, do it. Do live backflips.
This is not scripted. Here we go. We are gonna.
Yeah, thank you for coming on a ride with us.
Yeah, this is fun. Here we go.
No warm up or anything.
All right.
Trampoline on the ground.
On the ground. On the ground's way more impressive.
This is too funny.
Where am I coming? Let me. Sorry, guys, for the blurriness. We're gonna try and get. All right, here we go.
Ready?
All right.
No warm up or anything.
Boom shot.
Yeah!
All
Oh,
right.
he wants another one. He wants
Oh,
another
wants
one.
another one. All right. Boom
There we go.
shakalaka. Love
Now
it.
imagine that with a card stab. That's what he's famous for.
Oh
And
my
we've
God.
revamped it completely, so it's something totally different now and exciting to look at.
Wow. All right. That was unexpected, but very cool. I have to say.
A little bonus for you guys.
Bonus for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Trying to get this all back and situated.
God, you're good, man. This is a blast. Thanks again for hanging with us. This
Yeah,
is
thank
really
you
cool.
guys.
And did you let Shimshi know that Bear was on the Tonight Show? That makes you guys look even bigger
Well-
in the crew.
Well,
no.
we looked worse because we told him it was, and then it wasn't.
Oh,
we thought.
all right.
No, we'll make him watch the
We'll make
clip.
him watch it now.
Yeah, you guys can all geek out together. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for that little.
That little segue. I hope you guys enjoyed that and suffered through the blur and the shakiness, but it was fun.
Yeah, that was really cool. Random, but cool. And for those of you that are just joining us, we are chatting about Bear, which is the brand new release from the other brothers that are joining me live today. This is an incredible way to do the classic ashes reveal. You know, the effect where you force something, a word or a card, you take some ashes, rub it on your arm, and you do the reveal. I know David Blaine made that very popular back in the day. These guys have taken it to another level entirely, and you're now able to perform this effect on a spectator. That's right. You're able to transfer the information to them in a ninja kind of way, in a very discreet way, and do the reveal on their hand, and they never see it coming. And so if you guys have any questions, if maybe you're just joining us about Bear, feel free to post your comments right now. We are streaming live right now on Facebook and over on YouTube. So if you have any questions for the guys, we got about another 10 minutes with them or so. Feel free to post those questions now. And
If your question is why you've never seen such a big Mexican ninja before, it's because we're that good. We get around undetected.
Oh man, that's funny. Let's see here. I don't want to miss any other questions, so let me pull up. Okay, here's one. Can the Luber table be purchased? I didn't see any sales info on the table webpage. So yeah, as far as the table.
Yes, it can be purchased. Send us an email. We'll discuss pricing and all that. So I guess people are already going on to the CS Illusions. That's actually, we kind of didn't mention this, but Shimshi is the third equal creator of this with us. So we've all kind of came up with it together. It was his idea to begin with, and then we kind of all made it happen over the last year or so, and so now it's finally released, and you can purchase those from us directly. So just send us an email on that website if you're interested.
All right, sounds good. Are there any other specific thoughts about Bear? I know you went into the stuff earlier with the business card, which, again, thank you for doing that. That was actually eye-opening to a lot of people. Are there other specific things, or are there some features about it that you want to make sure people know about Bear in particular? Because it is such a cool tool to use. The effect speaks for itself, but are there any other little things about it that people should know about that maybe got overlooked when the trailer came out or the product description is up on the websites?
So I think the big thing was just that you can stamp it real time like that, and that's probably the ideal way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to really say about it. It's really exciting. I mean, you can't. Here's another thing: is I had this problem a lot, and I think Daryl did as well. And Shimshi did not have this problem. He's the one who corrected it for us. Is that whenever you have a magic moment that's really powerful, don't blow past it. Like, be in the moment and react to it and go slow. Take your time. Like, so, and Bear is one of those tricks with a very powerful moment. So don't just be like, oh look, coffee, and it rubs, and it's the initials. Like, that's how we used to do it. And then it's like such a magical thing if you just take your time, really believe what you're doing is happening. It becomes something different. You'll see the reactions, and that's with any trick you do. If you see a trick, and that's why sometimes you'll see these trailers where people are getting huge reactions, and then you try and do it, and it's not that way. And I think it's partly a lot to do with the performer and how much he believes in the trick he's doing.
Right.
So
like David Blaine, like he was a master of that. Like just really not steamrolling over the moment, just letting it sit.
Right, and that's why people think people like David Blaine use like stooges and things to get reactions. They really don't. They're just really good performers and can really build up moments. And so that's not Bear specific, but works really good for Bear as practice for that, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. I mean, you have this information available to you whenever you want it. So all you have to do is just milk it and just enjoy the moment, step back and let them experience the magic upstairs, which is always fun.
You don't have to focus too much on what you're doing because
it's already done.
You do the secret writing when you're supposed to be writing. So yeah, it's not.
Another question. This one comes in from YouTube. This one comes from Hugo. He says, "Can it transfer to playing cards?" That's an interesting question there.
It can.
Yeah.
And an interesting thing is the original way that Lokai Cross was using this pen was to mark playing cards and let them dry overnight. Mm-hmm. That's something that kind of go back to the last question, something that got overlooked is we didn't really even talk about that in the trailer, that it's a marking system as well. We just really focused on the Ash on Arm application of it.
Yeah. Okay.
But so there's a couple interesting things. So yeah, you can mark playing cards with it, business cards.
And then if you can find the motivation to write on your skin and then press it onto a deck of cards, it will transfer and you can be able to do the reveal on the playing card.
Okay. Very cool. I mean, that'd be interesting if you could actually borrow a deck and stamp someone else's deck and do some fun stuff. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Idea. Yeah, I mean, an idea, too, is if, just coming off the top of our heads here, if you want to do it real time, you would force a card, have them put that card face down on the table, write your prediction, the 4 of hearts is already written, and set it side by side the card, and then spread them, and now you're stamping the card. So now it can be a borrowed deck of cards that you just revealed the initials on. So that's just off the top of the head, but that'll be fun to try. Hopefully somebody does it.
Yeah, there you go. Another question from Facebook. This one was interesting. It comes from Matthew David Sheely. If it dries, could you use the ink as a heat reveal of a prediction on a business card or playing card with a lighter? So would it work that way with the ink if it does dry out? Can you do a heat reveal?
Interesting. Christopher Wheel had a trick called Burn, right?
Yes.
Did something like that. So he actually emailed me about it, and it was kind of in the middle of a hectic day, so I haven't got back to him. So Chris, sorry about that. But I don't know. So this would be really interesting. Go out and try it. And we'd love to hear. Please try it, and please let us know, because I think there's so many more things. This ink is a big mystery to us.
You want to try it? I'll get a letter.
Do we have receipt paper?
Oh, it needs to be receipt
paper?
paper?
Yeah, I think so. Probably more likely. But either way, we'll try it. Hopefully somebody will try it, and we'll keep each other updated. That'll be fun.
Okay, that sounds good. So we've got a few more minutes with you guys here. I'd say we've got about 5 more minutes until I'm going to let you get back to what you're doing over there. Get back to work. I want to ask you guys a question, and I try to do this with most of the people that come on this show. It's not specific to Bear, but I love that there's 2 of you, because there may be some conflicting opinions here, so I'm actually curious.
Okay.
You guys are someone that a generation of people are looking up to, and rightfully so. You guys are good guys, and you're just great magicians, very clever guys.
Well, thank you so much. That's crazy, but thank you.
No, you're welcome. And people are always asking, and I'm going to make this a 2-fold question, so we'll start with number 1. People always want advice when it comes to creating magic. So for you guys that are a team, a duo, do you have any tips or advice for those guys, whether young or old, that are wanting to get into the creative game when it comes to creating their own magic? It's a very popular question, and it's something that I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you have to say about that?
So one thing that we've been asked this before, and that we said is to, however you can, have somebody to bounce ideas off of. You don't have to have a partnership,
right?
But I mean, it could be your mom, your girlfriend, your just your best friend. I don't know, anything. As long as you can pass ideas back and forth, because one thing you can do that we're lucky to have very different approaches to how magic happens. So I'll get stuck in a rut thinking that, well, it has to be done this way because this is the effect I'm achieving. And then just by telling him that idea, he thinks of a way to come around it from the other end, and then that solves any problems. And so it's just easy to get stuck in what you're thinking, the way you're thinking it. So it's good to...
Right. It's to really find a magician that you trust, because here's the problem is a lot of magicians can't share magic till it's in the later stages, right? Because if I had this spark of an idea and I go and tell it to somebody else and they go, oh, that's interesting, I don't have any ideas right now, and they go think about it and they come up with some separate method for it and it's really good, and now I'm completely out of the loop, and magicians don't share with other magicians for that reason, rightfully so, and that's fair enough. But there's something so powerful about creating together. So me and Daryl have this partnership, or at least even if we were doing separate stuff, we have this trust that from the very beginning of an idea, I can be bouncing ideas with him and not worry about my trick getting taken or changed or this. I don't have to have that thought in the back of my head, and you can be open with somebody and say every detail of every idea you have, because whenever you have jam sessions with magicians, you're not telling them everything you have on certain things,
Right.
Which is sad that it has to be that way, but it is. So really find somebody. One other thing for creating, which I think is huge, and we're actually releasing, this is something interesting, this is a future project to look out for. It's going to be called Hidden Gems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what it is going to have top names in magic. I'm talking like Jim Steinmeier, Chris Kenner, Josh Andy, Jonathan Levitt, huge names of people, of magicians. And they're all going to go through tricks that are in old books. Their favorite trick from an old book.
So something that you would have access to, but that you just
haven't seen.
Gem.
A hidden gem, exactly.
That's cool.
And that's our huge inspiration, because we're such big believers in that. Like, our libraries are huge, and you can go through stuff that's older and find so much inspiration and stuff. So that's a good place to start. Is don't go to the new stuff that's coming out. Go to the old stuff. Go to like Encyclopedia Card Tricks and the Royal Road and all the old books you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah, that's really the way to start. Another idea, too, that you can think of that we've done on a couple occasions is when we're just kind of a creative exercise, and most times it's turned into something, is we say, what's a plot that exists, and how can we make it the best that plot has ever been? Like, Bear kind of is partly like that. It's like Ashes on Arm. How now that we have this system, how can we make this the best Ashes on Arm? So there's no question about what's the way to do it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes down to routine, gimmicks, everything. Just think about, take a plot and don't release something unless you think it's the best. Like, really don't. Take the time to create something that you think adds something to magic, that takes it to another level.
That was something that we did with Smooth Predictions, was what's the best way we can present a mini tackle deck.
Exactly. So sorry, we're very passionate about that, so we probably rambled a little bit. But we're very passionate about that part.
No, I mean, it's great, because the reason I asked you that was because it seems to be like, I think some people are doing it now, not because of the integrity, like the things you're talking about, taking a look at the older stuff. And I think they're doing it because they think it's a cool, trendy, fun thing to do, is to create magic. And I see it more and more, and I just, so for those type of young people, could you give any advice? It doesn't have to be specific to creating magic and all that, but like for the new generation of guys, because I don't know if either one of you kind of grew up the same way I did, but like for me, it was I would go into a magic shop and the owner of the magic shop would be there, give me advice, kind of share different things, and really give me the real work, which isn't the tricks, it's the advice and the wisdom.
Right.
We don't really have that these days because most magic is sold online. It's not a bad thing. It's just that things are different.
Yeah.
And so that advice, that there's like that missing void now, which is where I'm trying to fill the void, where it's like, people are looking for that help and stuff. And that's why I love having people like you guys on. So for guys that are maybe like kind of new into this stuff, or maybe that have been around it for a while, that are kind of looking for some general magic advice or just some stuff, like if there was a young person come up to you and said, I really want to be a magician, well, what should I do? Can you kind of like help, maybe kind of take that imaginary person and kind of give some advice to help them kind of take the step, or to take the journey with magic the right way, I guess?
Yeah, so I think the big thing that we've both read a lot of books about creativity, and some of them aren't good, and some of them, the ones that we really think are great, are the ones that highlight that creativity is not really real. It's more like the hard work and the knowledge you have and the way you can connect these patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on, I won't get into my background in magic, but when it wasn't that long ago, I started, and I went full head first, bought a bunch of books, and just sat for hours and hours a day reading books. And I never wanted to be a creator. I wanted to be a performer. And all of a sudden, all this information that I had running in my head from all this info I've brought in started making like connections without you even trying. That's what creativity is, right? It's like just connecting things that you already know.
Got it. I love it.
My advice to somebody, like totally aside from creating, is don't buy something because you have a finite amount of money, no matter how rich you are. Don't buy something unless you know how you want to use it.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I bought some pretty crazy stuff that I shouldn't have, and I bought some stuff that I thought, well, this will spark an idea later. So I've never used it in a performance, but I have used it for creativity's sake. But I don't know.
and if there are these people watching, this is the one concise piece of advice I can give. And I kind of said this already, but I'm going to consolidate it. Don't rush to release something. Make sure that it's one of two things. Either something that nobody's seen before, like a tire is a great example. Like that's something interesting, quirky that hasn't really been done before. That is a really cool visual moment and is awesome, right? Mm-hmm. And it can't really be compared to something else. Like you can't say, "Oh, this is the best version of this plot," because it's a new plot, which is great. So create that and release that and let people see it. That's exciting. The other reason to release something is if you think it's the best in the genre. We call them genre killers. Like just it's gotta like if you're releasing an ambitious card, like it better be better than every other ambitious card. And now we can't say we've done this always. We try to and we strive to, and that's the goal. And you might miss some, and we might miss some in the future, but that's the goal always to do that. Is to have the genre killer, the best. And then again, and the reason to do this, even though you might make some money now, you might get a little bit of notoriety, your reputation will suffer if it's not one of those two things, I believe.
No, man.
So if you're a new Magic person, your reputation is the biggest thing you can have.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially in Magic. Sorry to cut you off. Especially in Magic because it's such a small industry. It's so small. People don't even realize how small it is.
Yeah, as a performer or as a creator, it's equally important and equally small.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys going into what I like to call the real work, giving some of those real details beyond the tricks and all that. I mean, that's what we all do. We all do the same stuff, but we all do it in our own way. We all have our own ways of thinking about stuff. So I appreciate you giving us a glimpse into both your minds when it comes to something like that. It's pretty important.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thank you for having us, giving us a platform to talk. We love it. We're excited to do a second Murphy's lecture. Our first one was so much fun. We got so much material and creative talks and everything ready for the second one. So.
Well, you know what? I've been talking to the team, and with me moving into the new studio soon, I think we may do a Vegas series. You know, right now we're going to do a UK series of lectures. And so
down with it.
Yeah.
I think we're going to open up the studio, the Dancy studio, the Murphy's Vegas studio, and do a Vegas series of lectures coming up. So
cool, awesome. Yeah, if you haven't checked out our first one, check it out. Yeah. Also, I had a random thought pop into my mind, and some of you may be newer to Magic or this, might not know about this, but Murphy's did something really, really cool about a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe longer than that. I'm not really sure my timeline. But they had this thing called Free Trick Friday, and they have the listings up on YouTube still. So I've done 2 of them, and Daryl had helped me on some of them on there. Actually, one of them was before I even met Daryl. The other one was with Daryl's help. And there's tons of artists. I mean, Shin Lim, Joe Monty, a bunch of people I can't even think of right now, but a lot of cool stuff there. So if you guys want to do something after this while you're on YouTube, go check out all the Free Trick Fridays from Murphy's. That was really cool that they did that.
Yeah, right on, man. Cool. Yeah, thanks for the plug with those. Yeah, I mean, there's some really good stuff. No kidding. I've been sharing some stuff recently from some of the At the Table lectures as well. So we're trying to hook people up with some stuff every now and then too to keep whet the appetite.
Right. That's it.
Yeah. Right on. I want to get to one last question. This one comes in from Facebook, and thank you guys for all the questions, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. This is a question from Charlie. He wants to know, could you, back to Bear, could you stamp it on glasses and use your breath as a reveal? So kind of like the old ghost glass deal. Have you guys ever experimented with doing something kind of like that with the breath?
So it wouldn't be great to do that with, because on the glass, you can see streaks.
Okay.
Right? So I wouldn't want to draw attention to it to then fog it up. Whereas like that ghost glass is perfect. It's perfectly invisible on crystal clear glass.
Yeah, so that's a better method. So if we came up with that, we would say that's a better method, the ghost glass.
All right, fair enough. Appreciate it, guys.
So ghost glass is the genre killer for that.
It's the genre killer for foggy glasses.
Right, that's funny. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to wrap up our Q&A all about Bear. And I want to say, first of all, thank you. I appreciate the time for both of you guys. I know you're in the middle of some projects over there, so thanks for sharing some of that time with us. I do want to step back for just a moment and give you guys the floor for a moment. If you want to share where people can keep up with you online, or if you have anything that you want them to be aware about, maybe some of the things that are coming up. I know you mentioned the gig coming up in Reno soon, the show.
Yeah.
The floor is yours for the next minute or so. Just, plug away and go for it.
Great.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Luke. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Right on.
We're on Facebook at Other Brothers Magic.
Other Brothers
Facebook,
Magic, yep.
Yeah, Facebook.com/Other Brothers Magic.
Otherbros.com is our website.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some really funny pictures of us on there, so if you want to check that out. CS Illusions is the illusion with Shimshi that Titanus was talking about.
Yeah, the clear table.
Password for that is CS Table, so you can get to watch the video. Email us if you're interested. Show in Reno for Shimshi. We'll be out there hanging out, consulting on the show, working on it some more.
14th, 15th, and 16th of April at the Nugget in Reno.
In Reno, which is close to Sacramento, so if you're in either one of those, come hang out. We'll buy you a coffee, buy you a drink, whatever you'd like.
Send us your questions so that you have a chance to win a bear pen.
Yes.
We have one for YouTube, which you'll have to send your comments after this video is not live anymore.
Yes.
And then on Facebook, you can start now.
And then go check out VanishingInk.com. Again, those guys have been amazing to us, and they are just some of the best people. VanishingMagic.com. I don't even know their website. Yeah, VanishingMagic.com. Go check them out. They are great people. The site's great. Quality magic. And also, thank you to Murphy's. Go get Bear and let us know what you think and what you experiment with.
All right.
Thanks so much for having us,
Thank
guys.
you, Luke. This has been a pleasure.
Oh, such a pleasure.
My pleasure, guys. It's been a blast. We got to see some. We found out some things along the way. We found out your stuff was done over at the Tonight Show, which is pretty awesome.
That's right.
We saw some backflip action from Shimshi, and be sure to say thank you to him for popping on for a minute. That was really cool.
Yeah, we will.
And guys, we'll be sure to keep in touch with you. And when the next time you have some more stuff coming out, or if you just want to pop back on and chill for a bit, this is you're always welcome. You're always welcome.
Awesome. Let's
Great.
grab lunch
Thank you,
sometime,
sir.
Luke. That'll be fun. We're close, so let's
Yeah.
grab lunch sometime.
In it to win it, man. Let's do it. Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Boys.
We'll talk to you guys
Thank you,
soon.
everybody.
Sounds good. I'm gonna let you go. So I will catch up with you guys later. All right.
It's one
All right.
day.
Sweet. All right. Thanks again to the Other Brothers for joining me for a very special Q&A. Had a blast with those guys. Two of the coolest guys around. And they're incredibly busy, so it was really cool that they had some time to share with us and to answer your questions all about Bear. And don't forget, once again, if you want to have a chance to win a free copy of Bear from those two guys, all you need to do is post a comment on our Facebook page or YouTube channel. They want questions about Bear that they've never heard before. So be as funny as you want, be as serious as you want, but they want questions that they've never heard before. And so if they find one they've never heard about Bear, a question about Bear, you will be picking up a free copy of Bear from the Other Brothers. And again, there's so much stuff that comes out. The reason I really, really, really like this is, number one, it comes from these two guys, the Other Brothers, who really are genuinely artists in every sense of the word. They care about magic, and when they release stuff that's really going to work for you. And I think that's really important to note. And I mean, my God, you take a classic effect, and now you can do it on someone else. That's crazy. So I can't wait to hear the thoughts from you guys that are trying it out. If you have clips of you performing, I'd love to see them. Speaking of which, if you want to send us clips of those, you can join us over on the Murphy's Facebook page, Murphy's Magic Supplies. You can drop us a private message there and actually upload your videos as a private message. It's pretty cool. If maybe the file size is a little bit too big, or you don't use Facebook, just use the email address below. That is social@murphysmagic.com. That's your place to get in touch with us. Hit us up with some of those thoughts or videos that you might have of you out there performing. Normally our live hangout shows, when we don't have guests on, I'm actually showing your clips. So if you're new to the show, I normally show your clips that you send my way. We feature you, and I answer questions for a little while too. And today was a little bit different because we had two guests on at the same time, which is pretty cool. And then we had a third one pop on. Shimshi popped on, and I want to say thanks to him too. For popping on. Again, congratulations to our winners. I announced these earlier. These are from last week's show for Cohesive. Our giveaway last week, this one goes out to our Facebook winner, Eagle Ziong. I'm going to say that's Eagle Ziong. And our YouTube winner from last week, a free copy of Cohesive, was Justin Wisley. And congratulations to both those guys on picking up a free digital copy of Cohesive from Mr. Kevin Lee. And if you guys haven't seen that yet either, you should check out the trailer. It's 6 effects with gum. Really, really visual and cool stuff that I think that you'll like as well. So it's cool today. We had some good variety of magic to talk about. And also we found out together that the Bear Effect was performed by Dan White to The Roots from The Tonight Show. So I'm going to pull up that footage and I'll drop the link again. I'll pin it to the top of this post over on Facebook, and I'll also pin it on the comment section. I'll put it in the description too over on YouTube, so you guys can check out the clip of Dan White performing it backstage at The Tonight Show. Speaks volumes about this trick, right? This is something that someone like Dan White's using on a big, big, big stage, something like The Tonight Show. So there you go. Again, if you guys want to pick it up, if you guys want to pick up Bear, that was a question I saw pop up earlier. You can grab it now from your favorite Magic dealer. It's only $35. I mean, that's a steal for what you're getting and the reactions you're going to get. So again, you can pick that up right now from your favorite Magic dealer. And thanks again to the other brothers for joining me and spending some time. And thank you guys also for joining me live. Had a blast chatting with all of you and grabbing your questions. I tried to get to as many as I could. That was, and here I see Aaron Payne over on Facebook. I'm just going to pull up Facebook. He said something pretty funny that I thought was worth saying here. Let me just pop that up. Let's see here. Where did it go? There it is. I'm just going to pull this up for you real quick. Again, that's what I love about this stuff. We are both on Facebook and over on YouTube too. So it's a lot of fun. Aaron Payne had a funny comment. All right. So looks like I need to adjust my audio on that shot. So sorry, guys, I went out there for just a second. Let me just change that really, really quick. Yeah, I can't hear it. Yeah, I got you, guys. I'm going to pull up the comment, though, real quick. I have my audio set up for our... had the audio set up for our live friends. So let me try this really quick. All right. Here we go. Again, I want to thank the other brothers for joining me. Had a lot of fun with those guys, and you know, it's great again to see people that are doing what they love. You know, out there in the magic industry, they're out there doing what they love. I really have a lot of respect for that. So yes. Oh, I disappeared. Great trick. Oops. Let's see here. I think I'm going to come back here. Let me just pop back up. I think I'm still going over here. There we go. All right. So we are live here. You never know what's going to happen. You know how it goes. But yeah, yesterday I had a blast chatting with Danny Weiser. Again, if you want to check that out. The other brothers today, had a lot of fun with them. And again, thanks to all of you for all the questions. I know Aaron Payne said this is one of the more interesting lives we've done, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I had a blast. That's what I love about it. Sometimes these go in a different direction. You just never know what's going to happen live. So, yes, thanks to all of you guys for checking us out. I will be back again next Wednesday at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time for our next live show. We do these each and every Wednesday at noon Pacific, both on the Murphy's Facebook page and YouTube channel. So if you're a new viewer, first of all, I'd love for you to tell me where you're tuning in from. And second of all, I'd love to know how you found the show. That's important to me too. But we are live each and every week. We'll be doing more and more live stuff for you. I'm very excited about that. And we have a lot of other fun little things coming up for you too that I can't tell you about right now. But when I can, you guys will definitely be the first to know about it. All right? Sound good? Give some shout outs along the way here too. Let me just pull up my shot here. And we will give some shout outs along the way, because you guys are what makes this show happen. I'm just the guy here hosting it, but this show is really all about you guys. So let's bring you guys back in here in just a sec. All right. So let me just pull that back in. And hello, Facebook friends. There you are. You guys are out there. All right. Let's see who is out there today watching. Let's go back up here. Aaron Payne, I see Aaron out there watching. Good to see you. And Aaron, I was just saying that I thought your comment was pretty funny because this was one of the more interesting lives we've done, but it was a lot of fun. Let's see. I'm in the future. Wayne Sharp. It's Thursday, 5:40 a.m. Oh my God, it's 5:40 a.m. where you are. Wow. Danny Weiser, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us today as well. Charlie, thank you for all the questions. Good to have you here with us. Kyle, thank you for joining us. Nick Marshall, always a pleasure, Nick. Good to see you, Nick. Matthew David Sheely, nice to have you with us today. Always a pleasure. Alex, good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Kenny, thank you for joining us. Let's see, more friends that have, of course, come and gone. Daniel Ricks, here's a good comment. Being an older magician, almost 40, I don't purchase many new things in Magic unless they're truly workable, except for decks of cards. It's fair. Bear is a true worker. It will be my first utility purchase in years, but it's a definite must for any performer. I love older plots and ideas modernized. Congrats, guys, you have my money. Well, you know, I mean, there is a lot of stuff that comes out. Some's good, some's not so good. I am a big fan of Bear, though. I got to be honest. This is good stuff, yeah. Thank you, Charlie, for hanging out as well. Ace Cunnings, good to see you, man. I'll be in touch with you soon because I'll be heading your way in the not-too-distant future. All right. This one was fun, and Danny Weisers was great talking about attire and reminiscing about. Oh, thanks, Matthew. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Toby, thank you for joining us today as well. And all the other friends that have come and gone along the way. Of course, I'm not just going to ignore my YouTube friends. I'm going to come back to you guys here in just a second as well. Let me just pull up you guys to see what you're up to over there on YouTube. All right. Let me see here. Let me just get you guys back up. And thank you again for joining us. I just want to say that wherever you're tuning in from, it is important to me, though, to know how you found the show. Because I see new people popping up each and every week, and I never know how you found us. So if you are new to the show, make it a point to tell me how you found the show, all right? I'd appreciate it. And if you like the show, feel free to click the share button. Let people know about it. That's also important to me, too, because I love doing this, and it's also great to, it's always great to find new people that are out there that love this stuff just as much as we do, right? Let us now jump back over to YouTube, though. Give some shouts along the way. I see Lance Miller. What's up, Lance? Good to see you, Lance. Greg Williams, I saw you out there, man. Thank you for hanging out. What did Greg say about, he said, yes. What was that comment about? Yes, it's great, too, by Enter Any of the Press. Reappearing Gum went off great. Oh, good. So I guess Greg's referring to Cohesive, which is really cool. All right, very cool. Cohesive is good stuff from Kevin Lee. RJ, you're right about that. Who the hell gets excited about Wednesdays? We do. Thanks to, oh, you guys got it, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm all about some fun, too. So thank you guys for hanging out. And I'm glad you enjoyed it as much as I enjoy doing this for you. Trust me. What's up, Hustle Magic? Good to see you. Andrew Nagy, good to see you. RJ, thank you. I appreciate the love. Appreciate it. It's definitely not an easy thing that I'm doing, but I definitely always try to push through for you. I had a couple issues last week with some of the stuff going on. I literally went out. I'm running on a brand new system, guys. I wanted the best for you, and so that is why we're back and better this week. Yeah, I made that happen. I wasn't going to let this go, trust me. Wednesdays are always the best with the Hangouts. Makes my work day better where I'm at. Work watching. Chris watches while he's at work. That's cool. All right. Curtis Lee, thank you, man, for hanging out. Good to see you over there on YouTube as well. Lance as well. I saw you out there. Fiddlin' Johnny, thank you for hanging out. There's been a lot of people that have come and gone. In the meantime, Patrick, nice to see you. It sounds like you were heading out. Get some shout outs earlier. Christian, thank you for your questions. Good stuff. Hugo, thank you for your questions as well. There's a lot of people that have come and gone in the meantime. For all of you that have been by, posted your questions and thoughts and support, I appreciate it. And I appreciate all you guys each and every week for joining me. Because without you, I would just be sitting here by myself, and that wouldn't be much fun, would it? So, yeah. You're watching at work today, too. That's cool, Brandon. All right, all right. Andres, good to have you with us. You guys get paid to watch YouTube. That's pretty cool. All right. That's fun. Good for you guys. That is fun stuff. All right, all right. So, yeah, this show is not just about me. It's about you guys, and that's why I always make sure to give shout-outs along the way. Right on, right on. All right. So, Wayne Sharp says he found me on the Facebook link about Ember and other magical effects. That's really cool. All right. Cool. Yeah, it's going to be cool. And the more places I can stream out to, trust me, I will be. Right now, I also do Instagram Lives a couple times a week. I did one before this. I did one a couple days ago. Probably go live on Instagram after this for a little bit as well. So if you're not following us on Instagram yet, make sure you're following us. That's at Murphy's Magic. We posted a lot of fun stuff. I posted a really sweet retention vanish today of a coin from Eric Chen. If you guys haven't seen it yet, head over to our Instagram account right now and check out the latest post from us. It looks sick. It's one of the craziest coin vanishes you've probably ever seen. It looks amazing. So, yeah. Unfortunately, right now, I can't play the feature clip of Bear. I don't have it set up in the system. So I will post the links again if you want to see the Tonight Show performance, the backstage performance. I'll post the link. I'll tag it. I'll pin it, I should say, on both our Facebook page and YouTube channel, so you guys can check it out over there. All right. What if we did a live jam session, Danny? I see you over on Facebook. I mean, that would be fun. You know, I can bring you guys on. We can talk Magic. We can do stuff. I'm up for anything, guys. So live jam sessions could be a lot of fun. Normally, I also have the Jam Cam set up where I have the camera and I teach you guys stuff and I show you Magic. So we'll be bringing that back. We've just been bombarded with guests for like the last month and a half or so, which is great. I'm not complaining about it. But you know, when they're on, I'm not going to throw to a camera and be doing tricks, you know. So, but it's going to be fun to bring the Jam Cam back and teach you guys some stuff along the way and help you out with any Magic that you're working on. So there you go. All right, that is it from me. Thanks again to the other brothers for joining me. Had a blast, and thank you guys for joining me as well. It's always fun to do these on Wednesdays, and you know, I see a lot of people saying they look forward to each week and what we're doing. Well, you know what? So do I. I look forward to doing this stuff too. Trust me. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great way for us to kind of like, you know, all come together, a little community of guys hanging out, talking about Magic, and you know, I really enjoy doing it for you and with you. You know, it's cool. I'm going to throw to my other shot here in just a second and wrap up this show the way that I always do, and that's to share my thoughts about Magic. All right, so here we go to the other cam. So again, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it, and I want to remind you all that of that feeling that you got when you first got into Magic. That's the feeling you should try to carry with you and try to share with other people along the way too, because you never know when you're going to inspire someone to pick up this Magic stuff and run with it, and you never know, they might be the next person we see on one of our live chats. You know what I mean? So you know, you saw Magic in some way, whether it was on TV, whether it was on the internet, whether it was in person. Maybe it was in person, or maybe you got a gift like a Magic kit. Well, I always get those too. But whatever that feeling was is what brought you here to watching this and to hang out with other magicians and to love this stuff and be interested in it. And again, when you perform, you're not just trying to fool people. You're also trying to leave an impression. Or you heard the other brothers talk about sometimes they get people really emotional from the Magic that they do. It's certainly not a bad thing. When you can take Magic and make it mean that much to somebody, that to me is the real Magic. So try to carry that with you as you go forward on your path of this stuff. You know, it's a beautiful thing, and it's a beautiful thing that we have this type of platform to connect with each other wherever you are out there in the world, to talk about Magic, and for you guys to ask your questions and to get to talk to people like the other brothers and Danny Weiser, who I had on yesterday, and Kevin Lee last week, and Shin Lim like before that. Like, it's a pretty fun thing. But also don't forget the practice, and you don't get better without the practice, and you got to get out there and you got to perform if you want to get better. There are no shortcuts down this path. If you want to get good and you want to be good, you got to practice and you got to put in the work. That's the only way. There are no shortcuts. All right. So have fun with it and enjoy it. And if you have any questions along the way, or if you're looking for any help, don't forget, we're here for you. We're here with you. So if there are any new Magic products you're curious about, have questions about, let us know. That's the one great thing. There's a lot of great things about my job. One really good thing about my job is that I get to see all the latest Magic before it ever comes out. So if you have questions about it, or whether it's for you, or whether it's, you know, maybe this isn't something I need, or maybe let me just ask. So you can join us again. Visit us over on our Facebook page, Murphy's Magic Supplies. Send us private messages over there. If you're watching live right now on the Facebook app, click the follow button at the bottom of it. So every time we do go live, you'll get notified. It's at the bottom of the feed right now on the app. Click that button, and every time we go live, if you're watching on your desktop, just turn your notifications on our Facebook page, and every time we go live again, you get notified when we're live. YouTube friends, if you guys want to connect with us and get hooked up when we're live too, just click the subscribe button. Subscribe to the Murphy's YouTube channel, and every time we go live, you get an email notification, which is pretty cool, so you never miss a live. We have a lot of other fun stuff too to share with you, so you don't want to miss out, okay? And of course, if you want to get in touch with us as well, the other way, the old-fashioned way, the old high-tech snail mail, use that email address below. That is social@murphysmagic.com. That's the place to do it. Maybe you want to send us some clips and they're too big to go on Facebook. As a private message, you can use that email address, and you can get in touch with us that way too, okay? So that's about it from me this week. I want to thank all of you for joining me, and once more, thank you to both of the other brothers and Shimshi as well for popping on. That was a nice little surprise, and can't wait to do this again next week, next Wednesday, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And in the meantime, again, don't be shy. If you have questions, hit us up, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter or on Instagram. I'm doing my best to keep up with everything. I am the guy behind the scenes, so if you have questions, you know who you're talking to. That'd be me. All right? Cool. Thank you guys for all the support, all the love, and we will catch you here next week for another thing. And don't forget to post those funny questions for the other brothers, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Try to post questions they've never been asked before about Bear. The funnier, the better. They're going to be checking them out, and we're going to give away 2 free copies next Wednesday of Bear. So don't miss out on your chance to get your hands on those, okay? All right, that's it for me. I'll get you guys next time. Until the next time I see you, though, just practice, perform, and have fun with this stuff, all right? See you.